Everybody knows that one YouTuber where everything starts to feel unreal. He shows up with a camera, pulls out stacks of cash, and tells a stranger, "If you stay here for 5 seconds, you win $100,000. People cry instantly. He smiles calmly. The camera angle is perfect every single time. The emotions always land. The timing is flawless. Nothing feels random or awkward. Every moment feels carefully set up for maximum reaction. It looks less like real life and more like life optimized for YouTube. And even if it feels a little too perfect, you still keep watching. Because that's the internet now."
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everybody knows those two brothers who are obsessed with Pokemon for absolutely no reason. They call themselves the Do Boys. They treat every Pokemon release day like a medieval quest. They'll drive hours just to find one store with packs left. One minute they're counting gas money, the next minute they're trading chillings like it's legal currency. They don't ask normal questions. They ask, "Is there any left?" Then take one of each, of course. They speak in NPC dialogue, thank strangers excessively, and treat every cashier like a quest giver. Human money? Yes, human money. They open packs like it's a religious ceremony. When someone pulls the chase, they lose their minds. They're confusing, they're committed, and honestly, you respect it. Everyone knows that one president. You can't really explain it, but everything about him is just extra. The walk, the hand gestures, the way he talks, like he's always performing for an invisible audience somewhere beyond the cameras. Pure main character energy. He's never hesitant, never unsure, never trying to blend in. He says things other politicians would water down, and he says them like they're common sense. And somehow it lands. He talks about the economy like he personally knows every American worker. Jobs numbers, tax cuts, factories reopening. He remembers timelines, results, details people forgot were even possible. Unemployment drops, businesses grow, manufacturing comes back home. He says America first and actually builds policy around it. He cuts regulations, lowers taxes, supports veterans, pushes border security, and treats American strength like a responsibility, not a slogan. He doesn't try to please everyone. He tries to win for his country. And all of this only points to one very obvious conclusion.
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everyone knows that one guy. You can't really explain it, but everything about him is just extra for absolutely no reason. The walk, the hand movements, the way he talks like he's always performing for an invisible audience. It's giving main character energy, but in the most confusing way possible. And of course, zero male friends. Not a single one. Only girls. Always girls. Somehow he's never nervous around them, never awkward, never unsure. And they're super comfortable with him too, because he knows their problems better than they do. He remembers timelines, emotions, details they forgot themselves. He'll say stuff like, "I literally can't sleep knowing girls have period cramps," with a straight face, like he's carrying the emotional weight of the world. During breaks, he's sipping matcha with the girls, filming lip syncs, giving unsolicited life advice, fully emotionally invested in everyone's drama except his own. He's always available, always understanding, always involved. And all of this only points to one very obvious conclusion.
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everyone knows that one girl whose entire personality is her hair. Long, thick, unreal hair. That's it. That's the brand. She flips it once and TikTok loses its mind. Every video starts with the same routine. A slow turn, a hair flip. She doesn't even talk. Hair does. People don't ask how she's doing. They ask what oil she uses, what shampoo, what day she washes it. She knows it. And of course, she's gatekeeping it. Because if anyone finds out, she won't be the queen of curls anymore. Bad day, hair out. Good day, hair out. Personality for her is optional. If you know a girl like this, make sure to follow me.
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everybody knows that one girl in school who wants to be black so bad. She wears long acrylics, huge lashes, and crop tops, even in a blizzard. She walks the hallways in slow motion, rolling her neck and side-eyeing everyone. If you ask her the time, she answers like you just ruined her life. She only hangs out with guys she's dating and makes out in public just to be seen. She thinks she's the ultimate baddie, but she's actually a walking red flag. If you know a girl like this, make sure to follow me.
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everybody was ready to count him out before the game even started. Injured, questionable, not trusted, but Sam Darnold walked onto that field like none of it mattered. No excuses, no fear, just calm control. One snap in, the noise got louder. One drive later, the doubt disappeared. While everyone was watching his injury, he was dismantling an entire defense. No hero ball, no panic, just precision. This wasn't a comeback story. This was a reminder. When the pressure hit its peak, he didn't survive. He dominated. And if you blinked, you missed it.
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Every friend group has that one friend who eats like an absolute monster. He orders the most food at the table, extra fries, extra sauce, starters he didn't even plan to eat, and dessert just to try it. And then, while you're still thinking about calories, he looks at you and says, "Man, I think I'm getting fat." Fast metabolism. You eat one extra bite and gain 2 kilos overnight, while he finishes everything, steals food from your plate, eats the leftovers, and somehow stays exactly the same. Same body, same weight, same annoying confidence. It makes no sense. It's unfair. You hate him for it. Not a lot, but enough to notice. Still, you invite him every time. You sit next to him at dinner. You let him order for the table. Because no matter how much you complain, he's still your bro. And deep down, you know the truth. When the food arrives, you're glad he's there to finish it.
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
He's pushing 40, but somehow he's always surrounded by people in their early 20s. You walk into a party, a kickback, a random hangout you didn't even plan to stay at, and there he is. Same corner, same laugh, same stories he's been telling since before some people in the room could legally drink. He acts like he never got the memo that time moves forward. He'll tell you age is just a number, but yeah, that number is starting to look real high for this setting. And the weird part? He knows everyone. You ask, "How do you know him?" And the answer is always the same. He's just always here. He dresses like he's still in his prime, talks like he's still relevant, and hangs around like going home alone might force him to think too much. You mention something new and he says, "Yeah, I remember when that came out." Bro, that was last year. Different city, different crowd, different scene, same guy. Not creepy, not cool, just past his shift.
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everybody knows that one friend who swears he isn't fat, he's just permanently bulking for absolutely no reason. He treats every casual lunch like it's a competitive eating contest. One day he tells you, "Bro, I just joined the gym, give me 1 month." The next day, he orders enough food to feed a small village and calls it a light snack. He claims it's all muscle hiding under the hoodie, but we all know it's just pure McDonald's. Still, you wouldn't trade him for anyone because he gives the best hugs, right?
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everybody knows that one actor who comes out of nowhere and immediately steals the spotlight. No long resume, no Hollywood hype, just raw talent. Owen Cooper did exactly that. One role, one performance, and suddenly everyone's talking. He steps on screen as a teenager accused of murder, and you forget you're watching an actor at all. No overacting, no forced emotion, just uncomfortable, real silence. His role as Jamie Miller in the Netflix miniseries Adolescence feels so real it almost doesn't feel scripted. That's when you know it's not luck, it's presence. And this is just the beginning.
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everybody knows that one guy who doesn't chase money, he pulls it toward him. He picks up the phone and suddenly your doubts disappear. His voice is calm, confident, dangerous. He doesn't rush you. He lets silence do the work. Every sentence sounds like an opportunity you can't afford to miss. You're not buying logic, you're buying certainty. By the time you realize what happened, the deal is already done. This isn't about stocks or products, it's about control. And once you hear that voice on the other end of the line, hanging up is the hardest part.
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everybody knows that one kid who thinks he's not chopped just because he has curly hair. His confidence is through the roof, like those curls automatically make him elite. The funny part is, girls reject him every single day, but he's always like, "Yeah, but does your boyfriend have curls though?" "No, bro, but you are still chopped." This man literally wakes up at 5 a.m. just to do a full 10-step routine. Shampoo, conditioner, sea salt spray, curling cream, and the diffuser. All that effort just to look like a broccoli and pull 0 girls. If you know a guy like this, make sure to follow me.
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everyone knows that one friend who is a literal weapon in the ring, but acts like a 12-year-old when he's in love. He has cauliflower ears, scars, and knocks people out for a living. But you catch him in the locker room, blushing at his phone, sending "Good morning, princess" texts. It's honestly confusing to see a stone-cold killer acting this soft. But are you going to say anything? No, because he will fold you like a lawn chair and then go right back to liking her story. He fights champions for money, but he fights for her attention for free. It's tragic, but you'd never say it to his face, right?
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Do you know why this man is wearing noise-canceling headphones? That is El Chapo, the world's most dangerous drug lord. Authorities made him wear this gear so he couldn't signal anyone to help him escape. He once built a mile-long tunnel with a motorcycle inside just to break out of prison. But today, he is rotting in ADX Florence, the only prison on Earth impossible to escape. He made billions of dollars just to end up in a concrete box.
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everybody knows that one church preacher who loves money just a little too much. He starts the sermon talking about faith, but somehow ends up asking for your rent, your savings, and maybe your car keys too. He's dripping in designer clothes, screaming "Hallelujah," while checking if the donation basket is heavy enough. He tells you God spoke to him last night, and, surprise, it involved your wallet. Nobody's allowed to leave until the goal is reached, and suddenly it's not a church anymore. It's a hostage situation with gospel music. He calls it faith, but it looks a lot like a business plan. If you've seen a preacher like this, yeah, you already know.
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
We all know that one girl who tries way too hard. Long lashes, tight clothes, doesn't matter if it's freezing outside. She walks the halls in slow motion like she's starring in a music video. And the attitude? Crazy. You ask her for the time and she rolls her eyes like you just ruined her whole day. Always making out with her boyfriend in the hallway just to be seen. In her head, she's the school baddie, but honestly, she's a walking red flag. If you know exactly who I'm talking about, make sure to follow.
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everybody knows that one friend who acts like an A-list celebrity for absolutely no reason. She treats a casual dinner like a Vogue photo shoot. One day she makes you take 500 pictures just to post one on her close friend's story. The next day she's crying because her iced coffee wasn't aesthetic enough for the gram. She claims she needs princess treatment, but she's actually just terrorizing the waiter. She thinks she's an influencer, but her engagement is just you and her mom. Still, you hype her up in the comments because you're scared of her, right?
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everybody knows that one friend who screams "New Year, New Me" for absolutely no reason. He treats January 1st like it's going to magically delete his entire personality. One day, he's spending hundreds of dollars on brand new gym gear and a stack of self-help books. The next day, those books are being used as coasters while he eats leftover pizza on the couch. He swears this is the year he finally locks in, but he resets to factory settings by January 5th. Still, you pretend to believe him because it's basically a holiday tradition at this point, right?
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everybody knows that one kid who thinks he's not chopped just because he has curly hair. His confidence is through the roof, like those curls automatically make him elite. The funny part is, girls reject him every single day, but he's always like, "Yeah, but does your boyfriend have curls though?" "No, bro, but you are still chopped." This man literally wakes up at 5 a.m. just to do a full 10-step routine. Shampoo, conditioner, sea salt spray, curling cream, and the diffuser. All that effort just to look like a broccoli and pull 0 girls. If you know a guy like this, make sure to follow me. Everybody knows that one friend who makes the holidays feel magical for absolutely no reason. She treats your happiness like it's her personal full-time job. One day she's showing up with homemade cookies just because you had a bad week. The next day she surprises you with a gift you mentioned only once 6 months ago. Even the grumpiest person in the group can't help but smile when she walks in. It might look like she's just obsessed with decorations, but really, she just wants everyone to feel loved. Still, you secretly hope she never changes, right?
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everybody knows that one friend who is never on time for absolutely no reason. He treats a scheduled meeting like it's just a vague suggestion. One day he texts, "I'm 5 minutes away," while he is still in the shower. The next day he walks into the movie theater when the credits are already rolling. Even his own birthday party started without him last year. He blames the crazy traffic, but honestly, he just has zero time management. Still, you tell him to meet an hour early just to trick him, right?
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everyone knows that one guy who's always like, "Listen bro, this course will change everything." And he says that about every course he sells. He's got a course on mindset, a course on drop shipping, a course on how to sell courses. Bro, it's like courseception. He'll be like, "All you need is belief." No bro, all you need is another customer. He speaks in motivational quotes like he swallowed a business podcast. You either invest or stay broke. My guy, I just asked what you want for lunch. He's such a hustler, he could convince a rock to buy Wi-Fi. Everyone knows that one girl who has absolutely zero shame for no reason. She walks around thinking being messy is a personality trait. One day she's doing the most out-of-pocket things just for male validation. The next day she acts like she's a celebrity just because people are staring. Even her own friends are embarrassed to be seen with her in public. She thinks she's being iconic, but really she's just a walking red flag. Still, you can't look away because it's a total train wreck, right? Everybody knows that one friend who has Gorlock the Destroyer energy for absolutely no reason. She walks into the room and you can literally hear the boss music start playing. One day she's screaming on a podcast that she is a perfect 10 out of 10. The next day she's devouring the microphone while interrupting every guy in the room. Even the furniture looks stressed when she sits down to debate high-value men. She thinks she is a baddie, but she is actually a Dark Souls raid boss. Still, you agree with everything she says because you don't have enough HP to fight her, right?
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now. You stopped at a gas station in the middle of nowhere. The cashier wasn't human. It was a mannequin that blinked every 10 seconds. You tried to buy water, but the liquid inside the bottle was black. A trucker walked in, but he had no reflection in the glass. Just when you turned to leave, the automatic doors disappeared. The lights flickered off. The mannequin started walking towards you. You are the night shift now. You noticed your son was rolling his eyes at you. He refused to eat his dinner. A total diva. The flight to Dagestan was his last comfortable moment. The guys who greeted him didn't offer candy. They offered a chin-strap beard and a wrestling mat. After 1 week, he wasn't asking for cartoons. He was cutting weight for the toddler championship. You tried to give him a hug. He just double-legged you into the living room floor. It was a command, not a hug. He said, "Send location." You don't have a son anymore. You have a project.
Everybody knows that one duo who swears they are not dating for absolutely no reason. They act like a married couple just to confuse everyone around them. The one day they are standing way too close in the hallway matching outfits. The other day she is ready to fight any girl who even looks in his direction. Even the teachers have started betting money on when they will make it official. It might look like a friendship, but it's actually a romance without the label. Still, you know they are going to end up together eventually, right?
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everybody knows that one friend who turns into the Grinch the 2nd December starts for absolutely no reason. He treats Mariah Carey's voice like it's a personal attack on his ears. One day he's refusing to wear a festive sweater because he says it's cringe. The next day he's giving a speech about how Santa is just a corporate scam to steal his money. Even the Christmas tree lights seem to dim a little when he walks into the room. He calls it rebelling against capitalism. But he's actually just a vibe killer. Still, he is the first one to open his presents, right?
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Every small town has this one guy. The whole police station knows his name, but he still does crimes on a daily basis. If he's not in town, he's in his garden shed smoking and watching TV. Sometimes you hang out with him, and he either wants you to borrow him some money or he tries to sell you something that he's stolen. He owns 3 cars that are all broken in their own way, but you still see him driving around all the time. Everybody knows that one friend who finds a new soulmate every week for absolutely no reason. He plans the wedding after the first date just to be dramatic. The one day he's crying saying love is dead and he'll never trust again. The other day he's posting a matching story with a girl he met 2 hours ago. Even his own mother stopped learning their names because it's a waste of time. It looks like romance, but it's actually a severe attachment issue. Still, you pretend to be happy for him because this one is different, right?
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Do you remember that one funny kid from your favorite childhood TV show? He was the energetic sidekick who talked a mile a minute and made everyone laugh. But if you walked past him today, you wouldn't even recognize him. The cameras are gone, but he still thinks he is auditioning for a movie. He wanders the streets alone, sitting behind gas stations, completely lost in his own mind. One day his old castmates are trying to get him off the street and into a hotel. The next day he disappears again because he refuses to believe he needs help. He isn't just homeless, he is trapped in a reality that doesn't exist anymore. It's a terrifying reminder that sometimes the people who gave us the most joy are the ones suffering the most, right?
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everybody knows that one friend who thinks he can beat the casino for absolutely no reason. He treats online slots like it's a reliable full-time investment strategy. One day he's posting a screenshot of a big win acting like the Wolf of Wall Street. The next day he's asking to borrow $20 because his system had a small glitch. Even his own bank calls him to check if his credit card was stolen. He thinks he's one spin away from a Lamborghini, but he's actually just donating his paycheck. Still, you watch him play because you want to see if he actually hits the jackpot, right?
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everybody knows that one friend who treats the Powerball jackpot like his only retirement plan for absolutely no reason. He woke up Christmas morning Googling who won the Powerball before he even opened his presents. One day he's convinced the winning ticket was sold in Arkansas because he felt a spiritual vibe. The next day he's checking the numbers for 12, 24, 25 and crying because he missed by one digit. Even the cashier at Wawa is tired of selling him tickets for a dream that never happens. He thinks he's about to be a billionaire, but he's really just paying a tax for people who are bad at math. Still, you text him, "Did anyone win?" just to watch him panic, right?
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.
Everyone knows that one kid who is completely addicted to the 6'7" trend. Like, bro, is your software glitching? He walks down the hallway doing those stiff robot moves, stiff-arming the air like he's starring in a viral edit. But bro, there is no music playing. You just look crazy. It's genuinely taking over his life. You'll be in the middle of a math test, dead silence in the room, and you just see him twitching in his seat, hitting the beat inside his head. He thinks he looks intimidating and cool, but he actually looks like a malfunctioning NPC fighting invisible ghosts. Someone needs to unplug him and force restart his brain because the lag is getting bad. Everybody knows that one guy who acts like the heavyweight champion of the world for absolutely no reason. He treats fighting retired senior citizens like he's defending a real title belt. One day he's claiming he is the new face of combat sports and calling out the pros. The next day he's signing a contract to fight a 50-year-old man with bad knees. Even the referees look embarrassed to raise his hand at the end of the match. He thinks he's the next boxing legend, but he's really just a YouTuber with expensive gloves. Still, you tune in to watch every fight hoping he finally gets knocked out, right?
Want to make videos like mine? Download Flash Loop app now.